What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing an in-depth tutorial. Finally, you guys have been a lot requesting for in-depth tutorials. You guys want me to bring it back. So for the first in-depth tutorial, after a while, we're going to do a Shin tutorial, alright? So as many of you know, there's a revamp on Shin, and not a lot of people know how to take advantage of the passive correctly, but we'll talk about that more and more later on. So right now we're going to focus on the mechanics of what Shin has, what his new skills look like, and what you could do to take advantage of those skills. Alright, I'll see you guys in practice mode in a bit. Alright guys, so here we are on the practice mode section. We're gonna look over the mechanics, okay? So this is the important part for Shin to understand his mechanics first, especially he just got revamped recently, so not a lot of people know how to use him. People sometimes don't read the information of the skills that's given to them, and the passive as well. The passive is like the most important thing when it comes to Shin, because you technically have 100% crit rate if you can use your passive efficiently and correctly, like the whole time. If you follow this sequence, you will have 100% crit. Alright, so what you want to do is either do 2 melee auto attacks and then 2 range auto attacks, or 2 melee auto attacks or 2 range auto attacks. Did I just repeat myself? Or 2 range auto, whatever. But you want to go with that sequence, alright? So let's try it out. Let me try and demonstrate it to you. So let's say I do 2 range right now. It crits. If I do a third one, it's not gonna crit. You want to follow the sequence, like I said, 2 range, 2 melee. So if I do a third range attack, it's not gonna crit. Alright? If I do melee this time, if I do 2 melee, it's gonna crit. 1, 2. Alright? If I do a third one, it's not gonna crit. See? So what you want to do all the time is 2 range, melee, 2 range, melee, 2 range. That's the sequence. That's all you need to do to proc his passive, to activate his passive, right? Also a tip for hey! Freaking dog again, messing up my tutorial. Alright? Also a tip for Shin is your cooldown actually goes down whenever you activate your passive. Okay? So let's say give me a second. So let's say I dash in right now. My passive has, look at the first skill. If I use my passive, the cooldown goes down by a second every time you auto attack. So that's really good for Shin. If you want to take advantage of his passive and activate it to lower the cooldown of your first skill, then you're gonna have way more dashes and you can roam around the map a lot faster. And you could kite and micro your enemies a lot faster. Now, this passive for the cooldown, it doesn't work for second skill and your ulti. So the cooldown only works for your first skill. So keep that in mind. That's really important. So the more I take advantage of that passive, the more cooldown I have on my first skill. Cooldown lowered, and then you have dash again. See? So that's what you want to take advantage of all the time is your passive. Think about that sequence all the time. Have I hit him with 2 auto attacks range already, or have I hit him with 2 auto attacks melee? You need to keep that in mind while you're playing. Okay? So now let's talk about the first skill. The first skill actually has an immune, okay? Immune if you time it correctly. You need to time it correctly. Let's say, for example, you're against a Chu, and Chu's about to knock you up. He's using his first skill, and you know he's about to knock you up. As soon as he does a knock up animation, you need to time it to when he knocks you up and then dash away.
Our victory will be decisive.
So if you dash while he knocks you up, you're actually gonna immune that. So you just need to time it correctly in simpler words. I don't know why I made that so much more complicated. Just time it correctly. Same with the kick. It works with the kick. I don't think it works with Kaja ulti, and I don't think it works with Franco ulti. I've never tried. But yeah, it works for most crowd controls. So make sure you use that correctly. And plus, your first skill actually has 30% damage reduction. So if you're really low and you're trying to run away from an enemy, try to use your first skill right away, because the damage reduction will help you by that much. 30% is a lot. Alright? So your second skill, let's talk about your second skill. Second skill, it's either you could do melee form. If they're really close to you, just tap it, just like that. Or you can do the range form. It doesn't matter. Let me put the cooldown first. You can charge it up if they're really far, and then use it for poke, pretty much. Use it for poke. And I don't think your second skill crits. It's just a base damage based on what items you have. So the damage is gonna be based on what items you have, is what I mean. So no matter how much you charge it, I think it's still the same. Oh, actually, the more you charge it, the more damage it does. As you can see, I didn't charge it that much. I charged it halfway, and it only did 820 damage. But if you charge it all the way, it's gonna do 1,000 something. So let's see. If I charge it all the way, it's gonna do 1,000 something. So the more you charge it, the more damage it does. So keep that in mind as well. Now let's talk about Yisun Shin's ulti. Yisun Shin's ulti is a global ulti that it pretty much brings down meteors or cannons from the sky. But a lot of enemies can really dodge this just by having boots. If they keep running forward or like the opposite way to where there's no cannonballs coming down from the sky, they can dodge this pretty easily. Now I'm not sure if the bot will be able to do it. Let's see.
Rain down the fire.
Nope, the bot is not able to do it because that bot doesn't have boots. So if the enemy team had boots, probably would be able to dodge all your ultis. So it's probably best if to use when someone is really low and you think that they're recalling, or during a team fight, because they're all sticking together and it's really hard to dodge like 5 cannonballs around, you know, on a team fight. So that's probably the best way or best time to use your ulti. Alright, so we're done with the mechanics. If you have any questions, if I made you confused with any of this, make sure to comment that below. But let's go over some tips and tricks before we go to our emblems and items. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so here we are on the tips and tricks section of the video. Some of this might sound repetitive because I might say the same thing over again. If you skip the mechanics section, then you might hear me say the same thing. But this is really important for Yisun Shin because you need to take advantage of his passive. So you want to always do 2 range, 2 melee, 2 range, 2 melee. Just keep that sequence, but you don't have to keep that sequence 100% of the time. Sometimes if you try to stick to it too much, you'll end up mispositioning yourself and you're going to be vulnerable to being killed by the enemy team. So you don't have to do it 100% of the time. Just try to use it as efficiently as possible when you need to. Alright, so if you guys didn't skip the mechanics section, if you do 2 melee, you go back, get 2 range, 2 melee, dash away, 2 range, 2 melee, dash away, 2 range. Just like that, you know, keep that sequence, keep the pattern alive. Alright, and try to keep that in your mind. It's really important to keep that in your mind most of the time, so you know if you're gonna crit or whatnot. If it's not gonna crit, obviously your items will help you towards the end of the game. Like let's say I buy all the items that I have right now, a bunch of crit items: Berserker's Fury, Windtalker, and Scarlet Phantom. So obviously even if you don't stick to his passive, sometimes you will still crit, because Berserker's Fury gave you a crit chance, 25% crit chance, plus 25, that's already 50% crit chance, plus the Windtalker, that's 10% crit chance, that's 60% crit chance without your passive, right? That's without your passive. So that'll help you out at the later stages of the game. So try not to stick to it 100% of the time. Only use it when you have to, alright? When you have to. Early game, it's super helpful, especially when clearing the jungle monsters. Because at level 1, you're already 100% crit, right? Level 1, 100% crit, see? It's a lot faster to use that, you know, to your advantage. It's gonna clear the monsters a lot faster, okay? And when clearing lane minions as well. Now, another tip, obviously this is pretty self-explanatory. Your first skill can go through walls. Also, your first skill has a cooldown. It gives you cooldown whenever you activate your passive. Every time your passive procs, your cooldown on your first skill goes down by 1 second. So give me a second. Let me sell this first, so you guys can understand a little bit better. Give me a second. All right. So if I dash into Zilong right now, just look at my first skill button real quick. I dash into Zilong and I do 2 melee. It's gonna put my cooldown a lot faster. And then if I do, let's say if I dash away after that, it's gonna put my cooldown a lot faster. As long as you're activating your passive, you get more cooldown on your first skill. So you want to take advantage of that as much as possible, especially when someone's chasing you. So learn how to kite with it. All right, it takes a lot of practice. It took me some time to get the hang of it when I first used the Revamp Yisun Shin. So make sure you know that. For your second skill, you do more damage when you charge it up. So let's say I charge it fully. I do 1,142 damage on Zilong, and if I charge it, let's say halfway, if I charge it only halfway, it's not gonna do as much damage. So the more you charge it, the more damage it does. Okay? And also you can actually just tap it. If they're really close to you, you can just tap it. It's not gonna do as much damage because it's like the fastest way of getting out your second skill, okay? Now for your ulti, since people can actually dodge your ulti once they have their boots, then you need to consider whether they're gonna be recalling, if it's a team fight or whatnot, alright? Because usually what people do, if you activate your ulti for no reason, they're just gonna run straight on a straight line and they're just gonna dodge it if they have their boots, alright? If they don't have boots, then they cannot dodge it. If they have boots, they will definitely dodge it just by running on a straight line, or opposite of the direction where their teammates are at. Because there's depending on how many people are alive on the enemy team, that's how much cannonballs are going down. Okay. So for his ulti, you want to activate it when enemies, if you think enemies are recalling, right? Because they're standing still, they're static. Hopefully they get hit once or twice. They're not paying attention while they're recalling, and then you just press your ulti. Or activate it during a team fight, alright? Because during a team fight, there's way too many people. Give me a second. There's way too many people to try and dodge your ulti, alright? So give me a second. Let me take off the cooldown. So let's say I'm against 5 people on this lane, and they're all sticking next to each other. So that's probably a good time to use your ulti just so you get damage done. Your ulti doesn't do a lot of damage, honestly. So usually you're gonna use it whether to kill someone that has 1 HP or when there's a team fight that's about to happen. Alright, if they're sticking next to each other, it's really hard to dodge it. Even if they run on a straight line, you're still gonna get hit if you run anywhere in the vicinity of where your teammates are at. So yeah, those are the best times to use your ulti. Other than that, any other tips? First skill has damage reduction. I already said that on the mechanics, but I have to say it again because I don't think I said it on the tips and tricks section. So it has 30% damage reduction for 1 second. So if you're running away, make sure to use your first skill. It'll definitely help you, especially if you're against a ranged hero, alright? So I think that's it for the tips and tricks. If I missed anything, or if you guys know any other tips and trick, feel free to give me feedback or comment on the comment section. I will not consider the golden staff bug right now. People are building golden staff for Shin to actually, and his crit still works. So it's actually a bug. I think Moonton will fix that soon, hopefully. So I don't consider that a tip and trick. It's just a bug. Alright, so let's move on to the emblem and let's move on to the items. And we're good to go. We're gonna go to the gameplay at the last section. Alright, I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, so here we are on the emblem section. So for the emblem, I recommend, let me put my face off first, give me a second. There you go, so you guys can see the emblem. For the emblem, I recommend using the marksman emblem because this actually gives you more movement speed whenever you're auto attacking someone and you're trying to kite and micro someone, but it has a cooldown of 10 seconds and it gives you a little bit of sustain. So for the first row, you can either go for physical attack or physical lifesteal. Depends on your preferability, but I go for physical attack. It's up to you. I noticed that Shin doesn't have a lot of sustain, even if you build endless battle. So physical lifesteal would actually definitely help if you have 5% of that. Now for the second row, you want to go for crit damage. All right, crit damage. So this means that every time you crit, that damage, the damage of your crit will go up 13.5%. So that's why I like this emblem so much, just because of this alone. All right, pretty much. And for the last row, I either go for Electro Flash or for Weakness Finder. I mean, both are good, honestly. It's up to you. You can even go for Weapon Master, so your crit hurts even more if you have Berserker's Fury or something like that. But I recommend Electro Flash or Weakness Finder a lot better, honestly. I use Electro Flash most of the time because, like I said, it gives you more sustain. If you read the information, it gives you movement speed by 40% and it regenerates HP equal to 30% of hero's physical attack. So it gives you a little bit of sustain. That's why I like Electro Flash better than Weakness Finder. Weakness Finder, you only have 20% chance of slowing the enemy down. All right, you slow the enemy down by 90% and the attack speed by 50%. But up to you. Just really preferability. You can go either way. Play with it. Alright, some people would probably do assassin emblems for a lot of marksmans, but I definitely recommend marksman emblem better, to be honest with you, since bounty hunter got nerfed from what I know. I would rather go for Marksman Emblem just because of the crit damage. Alright, so let's go on with the spells. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so here we are in the spell section. For the spells, what I like to have for Yusen Shin is either Flicker or Purify. Alright, you might be asking, why Purify? He already has an immune. I mean, you're not gonna choose knock up or choose kick correctly every single time with your first skill. Even though your first skill does have pretty short cooldown, honestly. But if you're having a hard time, if you're a beginner Revamp Yusen Shin user and you still don't know how to time your first skill correctly, I still recommend Purify. Alright, I still recommend Purify. But if you have the timing down to the millisecond, then go for Flicker or Retribution. Alright, go for Flicker or Retribution. That would definitely help you. If you're against a 1-1, then Aegis would definitely help. So all of this could work. Flicker, Retribution, or Aegis. Those are the top 3 spells that I would probably suggest to you. If you have any other secrets when it comes to spell with the Revamp Yusen Shin, then feel free to comment that below as well, since it is a new revamp and not a lot of people will have a lot of information about it. They don't know how to use them, and they haven't mastered them yet. There you go. So we'll go on to the build section, the itemization section, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so here we are on the itemization section. So let me take off my webcam first. So here we go. I have 3 builds for you guys. You could change them depending on the situation. Alright, so for the first row we have jungle item thirds here. Go for jungle the attack speed boots. For the jungle item thirds here, this really depends if you're getting a lot of jungle monsters on the early stages of the game and mid game. Alright, if you're getting a lot of jungle monsters in the early stages of the game, then upgrade it to third tier right away. If you're not getting a lot of jungle monsters, only upgrade it to second tier and then go for Berserker's Fury right away. Berserker's Fury is a must because, like I said earlier, Yusen Shin technically has 100% crit rate. If you take advantage of that, Berserker's Fury gives you 40% crit damage. It's a unique passive for Berserker's Fury, and your auto attacks are gonna hurt even more if you take advantage of the passive. Alright, now for the third item, technically third core item, it could be Hoss Claw or Demon Hunter's Sword. Some people put Endless Battle because his cooldown on his first skill is pretty low, but the problem with that is I don't think it gives you enough sustain. I just don't think. I already tried the Endless Battle build. It's just he doesn't lifesteal so much and he dies so quickly. So I would rather suggest you Hoss Claw or Demon Hunter's Sword. So go for Demon Hunter's Sword if the enemy team is really tanky. If they're really tanky, Demon Hunter's Sword. If they're not really that tanky, let's say they only have 1 tank and then the other one is like a normal squishy support, you could go for Hoss Claw. After that, go for Scarlet Phantom and then Windtalker. Alright? So more crit. Building him crit is key. Even if you're not proccing your passive, if you're not going with the sequence of 2 melee, 2 range, you could still have a lot of crit chance when you have these items, which is Scarlet Phantom, which gives you more attack speed and crit chance, and Windtalker, which gives you more movement speed as well and crit chance and more attack speed. Okay, and it also gives you Windtalker also gives you more wave clear, I guess, because it does magic damage, an AoE magic damage, but it has a cooldown. So let's see here for the second build. Like I said earlier, some people do the Endless Battle build, but I don't really prefer this. I prefer the Demon Hunter Sword or Hoss Claw better. For the last one, alright, if you want to do either Wings of Apocalypse, Queen's Wings, it used to be Wings of Apocalypse, you could go for that so you have more sustain, or Immortality if if the enemy team is really focusing you. Or you could even go for this. You could go for Queen's Wings, and instead of Demon Hunter's Sword, you could go for Wind of Nature, because Wind of Nature has physical lifesteal. If there's like a Fanny or Ling on the other team, Wind of Nature will definitely help you. Or if they have a Chu, Assassin Chu that can just literally one-shot you, Wind of Nature will definitely help you. And there you go. For the last item, it's very situational, Immortality or Queen's Wings, really up to you. So this is more of like how do you say this? A defensive Yusen Shin. Defensive. You're trying not to die Yusen Shin. But it's very situational. You just need to adjust it based on the situation that is happening on your game, right? So let's go to the gameplay, guys, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so here we are on the gameplay section of the video. So like I said earlier on the spells and the emblems, I took Purify here in accident. Actually, I fucked it up. I should have took Flicker here because they don't have a lot of CC, like hard CC. If you notice, they have Leomord, who's probably gonna chase me down. Angela's stun doesn't proc until, you know, his second skill stays on me long enough. Zas can only stun me if he hits me with second skill. Granger doesn't have any stun. Masha only has what's it called, disarm, and she doesn't have any stun. So I think Flicker would have been better here. So that's probably the only thing that I should have changed in this gameplay. But let's go on to it. The emblem was the same, the one I showed you guys earlier. So I don't have the sound on since I want you guys to hear my voice instead of the game. I mean, I guess we can turn it on just a little bit, but let's continue to the early stages of the game. So here we go. Diggy's helping me with red, so this is fine. I'm just gonna use my passive to my advantage. Alright. Range. Melee. Like I said earlier, range. Melee. See? So you want to keep that sequence at all times, right? Keep that sequence at all times. Right here, I saw that Leomord cleared pretty fast, so I'm gonna get this small minion. Alright, I'm gonna get this small minion, proc my passive, and I'm gonna try to get this crab, but Leomord cancelled it, that's why I went away as well. I was gonna use my range crit to actually get the crab, but Leomord cancelled the crab, so that's why I went away. You see how I'm consistently using my passive to my advantage to clear wave, to clear anything pretty much. So there you go. I got the lane minions, and I was like, alright, play it safe for now. I got second tier jungle item. Still taking advantage of my passive when clearing jungle minions. This is pretty self-explanatory here. There you go. Zas actually stole this, but I got extra gold from his what is it called? His little tower or his turret. So I wanted to kill that before he got away. And here we go. We're gonna try to gank Leomord, but Leomord is gonna play it safe. He's just gonna run away. All right. So I'm gonna clear lane first and then go for the crab and help Diggy. There you go. I'm trying to like keep in mind the sequence at all times. It's really hard to keep in mind the sequence and then check the minimap at the same time to see if anybody's gonna gank or whatnot. Try to use your second skill to full charge, right? To full charge to clear the minion wave, because they always go into the lane at a linear line. So use that to your advantage as well. Right here, I saw Leomord go in. I tried to charge it as much as possible. Leomord flickered, so I'm purified, sorry. Leomord purified, so he got away, which is just okay. His purify is no more. I'm gonna use my second skill again. Here we go. Put it to full charge. Try to hit every minion so you could clear a lot faster. See? Heal up real quick. I saw that my green jungle monster is up here, so I'm gonna go for that first instead of pushing the tower. And also, my red buff is actually up already, so that's why I'm gonna go for that as well. So let's keep going. This Gushin actually steals my red buff from what I know. Yeah, he stole it. What a freaking asshole. But here we go. We're still trying to take advantage of our passive. I see that their Lilia's having trouble here, so I'm trying to help. Fully charged, go in. But Angela actually is with the Leomord, so it's gonna be really hard to kill that Leomord. I'm trying to kill the Zas. I don't know if I even get away here. This Leomord's gonna chase my ass. Yeah. I purified. You see what I mean when purify could actually help you? And I think it saved me here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it saved me there. If I didn't have purify, I was probably dead. The slow was too strong. The Angela slow is insane. Minions are at a linear line, but what I did there was I used my second skill on the Leomord so I can harass. So try to use your second skill to either harass or to either clear minions as fast as possible. This Masha is super aggressive, but I think Leomord gets caught here. Very nice shield. I can't do anything there. He has damage reduction whenever he has shield, so I need this Gushon to actually land his combos. Okay, use my second skill. There you go, dash, and I get a kill right there. Yeah, always try to keep the sequence. You see how I'm trying to go close to the minions and then walk away just so I can proc my passive. There you go. Melee, range. I'm really trying my best to to keep doing that technique. Melee, range, but Gushin took it. Alright, we're not doing bad so far. 1 kill and 2 assists. We haven't died yet. This Angela is alone, so I'm like, alright, let me harass her a little bit. And I think Diggy went for the time skip. There we go. But she's super fast. And I don't think I kill her. Oh, actually Diggy ended up killing her. So that was good enough. She tried escaping by ulting away. But it was way too late. I'm not really sure where Leomard is, so I need to keep track on that. But I do have Purify and first kill, so I'm kind of comfortable right there. Yeah, I'm fine with it. We got the tower. We're good. Just run away. We don't have to fight this. We already got what we came for. Alright, on this game, by the way, I built Golden Staff just so I could try out if the bug actually does work, if crit still works. But Moonton is probably going to fix that, so don't rely on the bug too much. Whenever the item is not supposed to be doing what it's supposed to be doing, Moonton will definitely change that. So let's see, hopefully they will soon enough. I see Lilia trying to invade right here on the blue, on their jungle. So we're gonna do the turtle. Actually, we're letting Lilia give us vision here. Melee range, pretty much the same thing. I'm just trying to use that to my advantage every time. And look at my stacks already at 11. Could be a lot faster if I stole the crab, or if I took this jungle monster from Zas earlier. There we go. You see how fast I'm clearing? And I don't even have much, what do you call this? Okay, give me a second. So why did I use ult right there? You might be asking. Give me a second. I want to go back to that. Why is it not pausing? I want to go back to that. It's somewhere here. Yeah, it's somewhere here. I use ult because we have no information on the enemy where they're at. So when you use your ulti, you can actually see where the enemies are going to be at. So you can also use your ulti. I forgot to include that on the tips and tricks. Use your ulti to gather information to where the enemy could be. That is very helpful, especially when it's towards the later stages of the game, where everybody's camping the bush and going for an ambush. So you want to use your ulti to gather information, alright? Gather information. And I actually forgot to talk about Yisun Shin's ship, alright? I'll talk about it on this gameplay. I forgot to include it on the tips and tricks as well, alright? And I see Leomard in the back line, so I'm gonna try to help the Lilia. I'm just trying to harass right here. I don't even think I can get a kill here, but I think I go for the Granger. There we go. I get another kill. But Angela flickered away, so there was no way of me chasing her. Yeah, there we go. Take advantage of the passive. Same thing. What else? There you go. Passive still. So pretty much the most important part, taking advantage of the passive. That's pretty much what you want to learn the most with Yisun Shin. There we go. Clear the way with second skill and use your passive. You're gonna hear me say passive so much. Masha tried disarming me, that's why I went away. And I think I ulti. Yeah, I ulti because they're kind of stacked up right there. I think Leomard kills me here, I'm pretty sure. Oh, maybe not. He's really tanky. Alright, nice diggy right there. I thought Leomard was gonna be able to kill me. And I went for the second skill on the Angela since she was running away. Alright, so try not to copy the build I did during this gameplay, alright? It was just for experimental purposes. So that's what I had. And for the spell, it was also for... I fucked up on the spell. Don't copy that. Your ship, actually they changed your ship to... You can actually roam around with your ship a lot longer than before. So that's gonna help you. You actually have a stun whenever you have your ship. And you use your first skill after you get your ship, alright? If you hit the enemy with your ship, it will actually stun them. Alright, so make sure you hit it. If there are, just like I did with this Granger right here, you see? Get stunned and then go in. Make sure you hit the hero and not if the minion is blocking your way. If a minion is blocking your way, it doesn't go through minions. So make sure you hit the hero directly, okay? So let's see here. Taking advantage of the passive. That was a pretty easy kill on Zas. I see Leomard towards this direction because I have Lilia's foot running around right there. Gives me vision. I'm gonna try to harass anybody that's defending this tower. Okay, we got a second tier tower as well. We're 4-0 and 6, so not doing so bad. They almost got 1v2'd by Masha. Actually, he might 1v2. Yeah, he did. He did 1v2. Surprisingly. And hopefully I tried going for a kill there, but Leomard got me. He actually canceled my second skill as well. I dash away, trying to do my passive, but I can't help anymore after that, because Granger and Zas were about to come. Try to hit Leomard. Right there, Gushun actually got a combo down. This Granger tried chasing me, super greedy. Okay, Zas does so much damage. So I didn't want to go too close to Zaz's tower. I went for Golden Staff, like I said, it was for experimental purposes. But right now that there's a bug with Golden Staff to where you still have crit. You still have crit even if you build Golden Staff, which is not supposed to happen. Gushun got a kill there, but Gushun died as well. So we're gonna try to go for this tower. I'm gonna try to harass whoever's gonna try to defend it. I'm letting the minions hit the tower, and I'm just holding my second skill to kind of scare the enemy away. Alright, scare the enemy away from defending this tower. I saw the enemies were kind of sandwiching me, so I had to dash away. This Leomard is still chasing that Diggy. Super greedy, honestly. And I think I got really greedy here too. I think I'm dead here. Almost. Lily is alive. I ulted. Okay, that's fine. Xborg is pushing bot lane, so I was like, alright, this is okay. Just chase them. Masha was actually doing Lord, but we seen it. So she's gonna be running away. I thought I hit her, but I didn't, from what I know. Here we go. Leomard is gonna go for me. I'm dead, yeah. I didn't think he was gonna burst me by that much, honestly. But that was a really bad position from my end. Could have done better with the positioning right there. I know that Leomard has the Angela ulti to depend on, and he's gonna be a lot faster. So even if I purify away, Angela's just gonna keep chasing me because his movement speed. Leomard's movement speed with the horse plus the Angela ulti is just so much. It's really hard to run away from. So let's see. I'm just waiting for a stun here, and I actually missed, to be honest. I fucked up my dash right there. Yeah, I fucked up my dash right there. I actually told my stream about that. Not a good dash, but I hit Zas with my second skill and ended up getting the last hit on it. I also dash right here. Try to use my passive range. Melee. You see I'm trying to use my passive, but she was 1 HP. And she also had immortality. Granger got me though. Yeah. Got a little bit greedy on that one. So let's skip a little bit to where I'm alive. There we go. Get my red buff. Clear. I see that Masha. I stun Masha. There you go. This should be an easy kill for me. I get disarm, so I try to keep my distance. So there you go. Whenever Masha hits you with a disarm, you cannot auto attack. So make sure to run away after that. Or dodge the disarm. That will be a lot easier. Diggy died, but he does have immortality, so it's fine. I get another kill on Zas. Angela's dead from Xborg, and we should be able to do Lord freely. If you want to clear the Lord as fast as possible, like I said, range melee. Range melee. Even though your passive gives you attack speed, I still prefer you to build attack speed boots, alright? You don't want to go for cooldown boots. I mean, you could, honestly, but I think attack speed boots would definitely still help you if your passive does not activate. Alright? So you need to consider that you cannot use your passive 100% of the time. So right here, I don't have the ship yet. I don't know the cooldown on the ship I have, but I know they made it a lot lower. And plus, you could roam with it a lot longer. So let's see, a team fight's about to happen. We got Lord, so I'm just pushing at this point. Let's go back a little bit. I think I skipped way too much. Here we go. The Lord is pushing top lane, but there's super minions for us here at bot lane, and that's why we pushed the inhibitor there. I ulted right away because I know that there was a team fight that's either gonna happen or the enemy's just gonna retreat. I see Masha right here. Masha's out of position, so that's an easy kill for me. Get a double kill. And Leomard is with Angela, so it's a 2-for-1 package for me. Triple kill, and this should be an easy last hit for me. Maniac, and that is the end of the game. Alright, so that is it for the gameplay, guys. If you guys did learn something, or if you have any questions, feel free to comment that below. If you're experimenting a lot with using Shin, comment any other bugs or glitches that he has, like the golden staff, on the comment section below. We didn't do so bad. 11 kills, 2 deaths, and 12 assists. Not so bad. And this was like my 3rd game with the Revamp using Shin. So don't copy the build, alright? Don't copy the build. Do the build that I gave you earlier, okay? So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys subscribe. If you learned something, don't forget to like the video. And that is it. I am out. Peace.